we're pretty much going to get started here. But before we get started, I want to tell you guys that what my message is today, there's two parts to it. One, very, very practical. This is like stuff that you could take today into the field and use. The other one is more about like your mentality based. So Ryan Moore, I want to ask you, which one do you want me to start with? Do you want me to start with your mental? Or do you want me to start with the practical tips and tricks?
Let's go with mental first.
Okay, cool. So we'll start with that. But before even going into it, now that I have your guys' full attention, I want to go over one thing that is like protocol when we're submitting sales and all that. I'm sure most of you already know there is sometimes like you sign up a win back customer, and then sometimes you see this message on your Fast Gem. They need to pay an $100 advance payment. So I want to go over that with you guys so you guys know crystal clear what is required when that pops up, okay? Because a lot of orders are not being processed fully because the customer is not paying their advance payment. So when you sign up a win back, it's important before leaving the business, you let them know that there is a possibility based on their credit risk that the AT&T installation is going to be charged ahead of time. And you need to get that approved by the customer so you could use the same card to pay that off. If that doesn't get paid, your DirecTV is not going to get installed. So it's really important that we're crystal clear that this needs to get paid off immediately in order to get the DirecTV process. Now, not all win-backs get hit with this. You know, some win-backs, most of them don't. But sometimes you do get that one customer that does get hit with it. And it's important you don't ignore that notification. You got to actually, communicate with the customer like, look, bro, you got hit with the $100 installation, and it's going to come off of their bill. So when they get their first month bill in the mail, instead of it seeing 99 installation, it's not going to be there anymore because they already paid it ahead of time. They still get the $200 Visa card. That's still part of the promotion. But that $99, the $100 installation, they're going to have to pay that ahead of time. Okay? And just to emphasize, your DirecTV order is not going to get installed until that shit's paid off. So is that crystal clear for everybody? Anybody have any questions on that? It's important that we go over this. That way there's no hiccups when we're trying to get you guys paid, okay? So let's move forward, man. I'm sure you guys already seen on the group me what Andy kind of like summarized what my message was for you guys. But human beings, ladies and gentlemen, we are so powerful. It's amazing how powerful we are. And it all, like the heights of where we achieve in terms of success and the happiness that we achieve, it's all based on our mentality, all based on what we have in our brain and how we communicate with ourselves inside of our brain. Because you win and you lose in here first before you manifest it into reality. So can we all agree that as human beings, we have unlimited potential? I think we're all on the same page here because, first of all, like just put in perspective, we are all human, right? We all have pretty much hands and feet that operate and a brain that works. There's been humans that have created rocket ships that enabled us to land on the moon, right? There's human beings that created airplanes that allowed us to fly. There's human beings that are creating vaccines for this thing that killed so many people, right? So human beings, you have to believe this as a fundamental fact. We have unlimited potential. If you can believe that, then there's nothing really stopping you from, achieving what you want in life. But if you do not believe your potential is unlimited, then you're already handicapped by your mentality. There's a famous person, I think his name is Dan Pena or something. He says that you'll never achieve something that you don't think that you're able to achieve. For example, if you believe that you want $1 million, but that's it, that's $1 million, he says you'll never make more than $1 million. If all you want to make is $100,000, he says you'll never make more than 100,000 because you're gonna get what you want if you succeed, right? And nothing more. So you have to believe your potential is unlimited so you can really achieve the things that are worthwhile in this world, okay? So now check this out. In life, you guys all know this, there's all kinds of stuff that goes down. There's things that are out of your control, right? But it's not the event that controls your life. It's your belief and your reaction to the event that controls your life and dictates your level of happiness. Okay? So what do I mean by that? Okay, there's like a zombie apocalypse, right? Some people are gonna get all depressed. Some people are gonna get all scared. Some people are gonna get like happy. You know, it all depends on your belief. There's gonna be people that quit on you, right? And then it could be the end of the world for you. You could be crying. You could be like, oh man, this happened, this happened. But it's not what happens to you that matters. It's what you react and how you believe that significant event is gonna impact your life. So this is fundamental stuff. This is mentality, fundamental 101. You have to believe it like this. So beliefs are what control our life. Our beliefs are what dictate our life. With that being said, you have to align your beliefs in a way that makes your life happy. Okay? So like for example, I'm gonna give you two examples. Let's say for example, there's a father, and then this father had two kids, right? His father was a heavy alcoholic. He was drinking every day and he would beat the mom, and heavy alcoholic, passed out drunk every night. And the two sons would see the father every day. Now, the two sons over time they grow up because they're humans, right? They mature and they grow of age. And one of them becomes a heavy alcoholic, heavy drug user, right? And his belief is I became like this because my father was like this. It's all because that's how I was raised, my father. The other kid, the other son, became extremely successful. He became a billionaire. And he said he would never drink because of his father. But you can see that from that example, there's two wildly different lives that these two individuals created for themselves. And it all stemmed from their belief. It all stemmed from their mentality on their events. They both had the same stimulus, the same catalyst, the same event that happened to them. Their father was a heavy alcoholic, but they had two wildly different futures. And the reason why is because of their belief. They believe differently about the event. So I say that to make sure that you guys are aware that the event does not matter. Because there's going to be so many fucked up events that you're not going to be able to control that are going to kind of derail you. But it's all about your belief that carries you forward. You know, you got to believe that success is entirely on you, nobody else. You're going to be successful because of you and your efforts, not because of somebody else. If somebody joins your team, they're not going to make you successful. Sure, they could help you. That event itself doesn't mean anything until you put a belief behind it. Okay? So you got to have empowering beliefs. That's what Tony Robbins talks about. You need to have empowering beliefs that help you achieve your goals. So now, with that being said, now you're conscious. Now you're conscious of the beliefs affecting your life, right? So it's important that if you want to change a belief, you got to add pleasure to a new belief and then pain to that belief that's hurting you, that's setting you behind. So we all have limiting beliefs, right? For example, that dude who was an alcoholic and drug user, he has that belief that it's because of his father and because he grew up with his father being in the picture, that's why he's like that. But he could change. He could change his future by changing his belief. And the reason he's able to do that is he's got to link a lot of pain to believing what he's believing right now and a lot of pleasure with believing something else. Like a new empowering belief for that individual could be like, okay, because of my father, I'm not going to follow in his footsteps. I'm going to set a new example for my family. I'm going to be the example for my family, and I'm not going to let alcohol and drug addiction consume me. And I'm going to associate a lot of pain with my past. If I repeat the same behaviors, now psychologically, I'm adding pain to that behavior. Now I don't want to repeat what I've been doing before because I'm going to get what my father got, and I don't want to follow his footsteps. So that's an example of something that you could do to change your beliefs and then change your future inevitably. Okay? And in life, check this out, bro. We don't get what we should what we should want. We get what we need to have. So whenever you set up a goal, don't set it up as like man, this is something I definitely want. I definitely want the Lamborghini. I definitely want to buy my mom a house. You got to have some sort of burning desire in you if you're going to achieve it. You got to have that need. I need to buy my mom a house. I need to have that Lamborghini. I need to pull up at my 10-year high school reunion and the motherfucking doors go up because it's a Lamborghini Aventador SV. You know, you got to have that need. So whenever you want something in life, try to associate such a burning desire towards it that there's nothing that's going to stop you from achieving it. You got to need it. I need to get to partnership. There's a lot of you guys that are hungry. I can see it in you. You guys are excellent sales reps, and you guys are getting promoted faster than I even got promoted. But now you got to have high goals. Look at partnership and look at it as something like, man, I need that. That's something that's not a should, it's a must. Because that's the only way you're going to get there. That's how I got to partnership. I didn't think it was going to be a should, because it's a should for everybody. You should get to partnership. That's where you make the most money. But if you make it a need, if you make it a need that like, man, I'm going to get there no matter what. This is a must for me. I'm not going to quit. I'm going to go out there and do whatever it takes. That's how you get it. That's how you get your goals. Your subconscious is so powerful. A lot of you guys, a lot of you guys do know about the subconscious, but you guys don't understand the full power behind it. Your conscious mind is very powerful, but your subconscious mind is almost 300% more powerful than your conscious mind. Your unconscious is what keeps your heart beating. It's what keeps you breathing without even you having to put effort. Your subconscious, check this out, believe it or not, it operates kind of like a magnet. If you believe into the metaphysical aspect of reality, life isn't all about what you could see with your own eyes. Life is also about the other side of reality that you can't see. So you guys have all heard about the electromagnetic spectrum, right? That's like the red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. That's what we can see with the visual eyes. But reality is much more than just the electromagnetic spectrum. So why do I say that? I say that because your subconscious is a powerful tool if you know how to use it. Every time I talk, every time I give you guys advice and I give you guys value and just things that work for me, I always stem from the belief that your mind is the most powerful tool you have at your availability. And the reason why is because I read a lot of books. I read a lot of books from millionaires, billionaires, psychologists, people that are really intelligent, people that have doctorate degrees. So when they're teaching me these stuff, I'm listening, and inevitably I apply it, and that's why I get what I get. I teach you guys that your self-talk is more powerful than the events that happen in your environment, because it is. Your self-talk is everything. You attract good or bad in your life. There's some people that are just unlucky. And I know you could probably think of some people that are unlucky. I know I can. And they're unlucky because of their self-talk and what's going on in their head. They believe they deserve it unconsciously. And inevitably, they manifest bad stuff. But then some of us out here in the world that we just, for whatever reason, there's like nothing that could stop us from succeeding. That's because we're already winning in here. If you could win in here, you're going to win anywhere. Doesn't matter where you go in life, you're going to win. But it's super important that you get this thing right here. You got to get this to be on your side. You got to get this to help you achieve what you want in life. Because if this thing is against you, there's no way you can succeed, man. This thing is everything. Your mentality is everything. So I'm going to say it one more time. How you react to life is your choice. And it could be either empowering or it can be disempowering. There's really only two choices. You're not really ever staying the same. You're either digressing or you're improving. And it's all really important on your decision on how to react to what's going on around you. Are you going to be a little girl and are you going to be a baby? Are you going to be a baby and just like let life destroy you and cry about events? Or are you going to be empowering and then take life as a challenge and just say like, dude, this is not going to stop me. I'm going to get my goals no matter what. That's the mentality for successful people. If you want to get to a partner, that's how you got to be thinking. There's going to be roadblocks, bro. That's inevitable. That's life. It's not going to be a straight line to success. It's going to be bumpy like a roller coaster. There's going to be times where it's kind of like the stock market. Your stock is soaring. You're going straight up. You feel like you're on top of the world. And then something's going to happen, and it brings you down a little bit. But the events don't matter, my friends. What matters is your reaction. Your reaction is everything. You are in control of your destiny, and you control it with your mentality. Okay? So I don't know if you guys have seen that movie, The Secret, but if you guys have, then you guys know what I'm talking about. The Secret talks a little bit about the law of attraction. And for some of you guys that don't know what the law of attraction is, I'm going to give you some schooling 101 right now. The law of attraction basically means like whatever your dominant thoughts are, you end up manifesting that in your reality. I'm a huge believer in manifesting what you desire. That's why I've literally brainwashed myself to believe that I'm going to be a billionaire. Like, I already feel like I am a billionaire. Sometimes I come off so aggressive because I hate disrespect. I feel like in my head, because I'm brainwashed. I brainwash myself. I feel like in my head, do you know who the fuck you're talking to? Like, I just feel so powerful. And it's because I'm brainwashed. I believe it in my head. I read these affirmations every day. For example, there's one right here I'm looking at on the wall. It says, I am number one. The other one says, I am able to do anything I set my mind to. So when you talk like that to yourself, you start believing it. And then when you believe it, you start manifesting things that go align with your beliefs in your reality. And it's an awesome feeling. You know, like having money is an awesome feeling. Achieving your goals, having your friends tell you that they look up to you, having like that shit feels great. I don't know what your goals are. I can share you what my goals are, but it's important that you figure out what you want for your life, and then you figure out how to get this to be on your side. This is everything, man. I'm gonna keep telling you every day I come up here on the stage. This is everything. If you could get this to help you achieve your goals, that's how you're gonna get it. But if you're unconsciously sabotaging yourself, like, you're already losing. There's no way you're going to achieve your goals. So get this right, and then you're going to be all right. How do you get this right? Affirmations, watching positive videos, you know, being around positive people that empower you, that make you feel like that you're a winner, people that help you literally, like, if you're feeling down, they pick your head up. They tell you to keep your head up, king, because your crown's going to fall off. You need to be around people like that. That's how you're going to be subconsciously empowered, you know? And you got to read books, bro. You get good by doing things outside of practice. You know, Michael Jordan, yes, he went to practice. Kobe Bryant, he went to practice. But outside of practice, they were perfecting their craft. They were putting in reps. They were doing the work, you know? And that's what you got to do, bro. But it's up to you. You don't have to have the highest goals. You don't got to be a billionaire. You don't got to even be a millionaire, you know? You could be average if that's what you want. Whatever. I'm not here to judge. I'm here to get paid, you know? I hope you are too. So the law of attraction is a huge thing. I'm a huge believer in it, and I'm telling you that it's a real thing, whether you agree with it or not. So if you're thinking about success, winning, victory, number one, being top spot, dominating, achieving my goals, getting sales, you're gonna attract it. You're gonna manifest it. If you're thinking about building teams, being professional, being on my A game, you're gonna attract people like that. And it's crazy how accurate this is. If you're thinking about bad stuff, the things you're scared of, your fears, your anxieties, inevitably you're going to manifest more of that. So it's important that we keep our mind focused on our goals. And that's how we're going to get there, ladies and gentlemen. So it starts with believing you have unlimited potential, and it ends with you believing that it's all on you and you control your destiny. So now, with that being said, I want to transition going into something that's very practical, that it works. Like, this is proven in the field, this is what we teach you guys, and I want to really emphasize this thing. How many of you guys know that building rapport is very powerful? A lot of you guys, right? Rapport is power, according to Tony Robbins. We make sales because we're building rapport. If there's no rapport being built, you're not going to close the guy, dude. Because if they don't like you, they're not going to do business with you. That's just a fact of life. They do business with you because not only are you mathematically showing them that it's going to save them money, but also because they like you. Sometimes, I'm going to be honest, I've shown a customer mathematically on the order form that it's going to save them money, and then the guy did not want to sign up, I think because he didn't like me. So if that happens to me, I know it happens to all of us, but it's because we didn't build enough rapport. Okay? So what is rapport? Rapport is basically when you get the other person to like you, to vibe with you, when you guys build common ground, when there's like a sense of commonality between you guys. So if I tell you, whether you're male or female, if I tell you to go to a bar and I'm going to pay you $10,000 if you could get somebody to like you, right? And you're like, okay, Jill, I'm going to go to a bar. I'm going to try to get somebody to like you. You would first off start by asking questions, right? You would go find somebody that you think you could get somebody to like you, and you would ask them questions, right? But it's a fact that you could go and start a conversation with somebody by asking questions, and the conversation could go nowhere because they're not a good conversationalist, or vice versa, right? So questions are not what builds rapport. Questions are not what builds rapport. However, you could use questions to find something in common with the other individual. Remember, rapport is built when there's a commonality, a sense of commonality, a common ground. You guys both agree on something. I don't know if you guys remember my last Friday's talk, but communication is only 7% verbal. So the words you're saying, it really is only 77% verbal communication. Everything else, 93% of communication is non-verbal, is not what you say. Okay? So to re-emphasize something that Andy had touched on weeks ago, there's a concept called matching and mirroring. This is proven to work, ladies and gentlemen. There's a doctor and a psychologist who, he was in a wheelchair, right? And he actually created this philosophy 35 years ago. He said that people like people that are like them or are like how they want to be. And he gathered this hypothesis because he was in a wheelchair and he was just like studying people all day. He would like study them, observing them. So he would go to a bar and just like sit down, get his little drink, and just watch people all day. And he would see what made people like each other. And he found out that the people that liked each other, that had rapport built, they unconsciously were matching and mirroring each other. One of them would take a drink from their cup. The other one would take a drink from the cup, just like how Andy did. And it might be conscious. If they're savvy and they want to consciously build rapport, they will do it consciously. If it's unconscious, that means that there's already rapport built. They're not even thinking about it, but they're doing it. Okay? So you got to understand this. Matching and mirroring, this is something that you could take to the bank today. Go to in the field, a customer is doing something with their hand. You got to do something with your hand, you know? And it builds common ground. It builds that commonality. Okay? So I had already mentioned that the unconscious brain is the most powerful mind that you have, right? So this matching and mirroring, it actually plays into the unconscious mind of the individual. So I'm teaching you guys something right now that's like, if you understand how powerful this is, you'll see like, bro, this is like some Jedi mind tricks you're teaching me right now. Because it is. This shit works. So I'm going to give you a couple of examples. and this is something that Tony Robbins taught me on a video that I was watching. But he said that the doctor when people would come into his clinic and they're saying, oh, doctor, I don't think this is gonna work. I think this is just like everything else. And then the doctor would match and mirror him, and he's like, I think you're not correct because I think you haven't tried everything. And then later, what he had found out, because he was matching and mirroring the target in that case, the target later had mentioned to the doctor, wow, doctor, I never really, tried this out, but I think we're going somewhere here. I think we're on our way to something good. And it worked. Matching and mirroring worked. I'm going to take a little quick pause and let you guys know that the leaders that are leading, that are training somebody today, I want you guys to go and break off. Answer that call at 9:30, please. Go to the group chat on GroupMe, and the link should be there. All right. Another example of something how this matching and mirroring works. There's another patient that walked into the office of this clinic, right? And what he was saying is, doctor, I tried everything, doctor. This is some other bullshit. I think this ain't gonna work for me. And the doctor was like, bro, have you tried this? Because this and this, and bro, I'm telling you, you haven't tried it. And if you try it, it's really gonna work. All right, doctor, I'll give it a shot. I'll listen to you, but you're making me feel different. You're making me feel different. And the doctor's like, I know you feel different because I am different, doc. And it ended up treating the patient's illness. It ended up really, really working. It really was effective. So this whole concept of matching and mirroring is something that's been tried and true. If you're trying to sell somebody and they're using specific words, they're saying like, man, you know what would be excellent for me if you could fix my internet issue, and you're trying to sell the person, you tell them, you know what would be excellent for you? There's an excellent promotion with DirecTV right now that would actually not only lower your bill, but also fix your internet issue. If you do that in the field, that's how you're going to make a sale. That matching and mirroring concept is what's going to sell the customer. Okay? Remember, words are only 70% of communication. Everything else is nonverbal. It's the tonality. It's the pace of the communication. It's the volume. If the customer is telling you, like, man, I think AT&T, they really screwed my business because the internet wasn't good that long ago, then you tell them, all right, Mr. Customer, that it's because it was that long ago that it wasn't working. Nowadays, we got the fiber optics installed. And that's how you build rapport. Another key fundamental to building rapport is you got to show true, genuine interest in the individual. You've already heard the saying that nobody cares how much you know until they know how much you care. So if you do show genuine interest in the individual and you're asking questions that show that you care about their situation, they're going to like you. They're going to feel like they've been heard. A good way to show that you've been listening is to repeat back to them what they just said, but it kind of like a little bit of different words. If they say that AT&T, their internet sucked 2 years ago when they had it, you tell them, oh, you said that AT&T's internet sucked 2 years ago? That's probably when they had the DSL connection. You see that? I'm literally repeating back to the customer what they told me. And now they're feeling heard. They're feeling like, damn, the salesman actually cares about my situation. And then you just take it from there, man. That's matching and mirroring for you guys. This stuff works, and if you use it and you apply it, you can take it to the bank, ladies and gentlemen. So with that being said, I want to open up to a couple of questions. Do you guys have any questions for G Money or Andy Tay? I want to hear them.
I got a question.
Yo, what's up? Is that Kevin?
Yeah, this is me. What objections do you receive the most?
What objections do I receive the most? Like me personally, or just in general in the field?
Personally.
What objection do I receive the most? probably is going to be the 2-year agreement, 1-year promotion. That usually, because it just sounds like the bill's going to go up after the first year, which if they don't take action, it does. So that's the most common one for me. But I tell them that, look, Mr. Customer, at the end of the first year, you could call me, I can help you out, or call the office and just let them know that you want to check out what the best promotion is at that time. Or worst case, you could always downgrade the package to the commercial basic, which is going to be 25 the second year. So, and you just make sure that they feel reassured that their price is going to be there for the second year. And then once you handle their objection, it's important you don't leave a pause. It's important you transition from that objection being handled to the next part of the sales process. So as soon as I handle their objection, I move on. If you handle their objection and you pause, like let's say for example, you give me an objection and I'm like, yeah, you just gotta call in after the first year and then check out whatever promotions is best in that year or downgrade, but you'll be set. And you leave a pause, he's gonna uppercut you with another objection. Like you're just those pauses are lethal. You're asking for more objections by doing that. So it's important you transition into the next part. So anyways, Mr. Customer, the first month is regular DirecTV commercial costs, 77, but that's only for the first month. Every month after that is 25, or however you want to word it. But it's important when you're handling objections, you immediately transition into the next part of the sales process. That's important, okay? Because you guys are listening to this call, I expect none of you guys to make that mistake in the field. Once you address their objection, move on. You have to move on. You, as the sales rep, have to control the whole conversation. If you let them control it, you're going to lose. If you control it, you're going to win, and you're going to make a sale. So use what I teach you and take it to the bank, baby. Woo!
All right, thank you, man.
You got it, brother. All right. Hey, Jay $, are you on the call? I see your name.
Yeah, I'm on the call, bro.
I want you to hop onto that other call, bro, the leader call, because you're a leader
right now.
Yeah, it started at 9:30.
My bad. I thought it was at. My bad. I thought it was at 10. Gotcha. All right.
No, it's all good, bro. I need you on that call. Thanks.
All right, I'm going.
All right, guys. If there's no other questions, then I guess we're gonna transition this over to high rollers. I'm gonna give the mic over to Andy Tay, and I'll let him handle high rollers.
Sweet. Yeah. Before I get into high rollers, I do want to, just open this floor to questions because, like what Gio mentioned, questions are going to lead you to the right answers. And, there's a lot of guys on here who's not on this list, this high roller list that didn't make any sales. And if I were you, and I was once in that position where I didn't make sales every single day. And those days where I didn't, I would be a sponge. I would try to learn as much as possible. And I would pick people's brains like the Edgars, Franciscos, the Davis, the G Moneys, because they have a system that works for them. Okay. So, I want to know what's going on out there for you guys who's not really producing. So, Chris, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you hopping on video here. Not to put you, on the spot, but what do you feel like is a challenge for you out there? You just gotta unmute yourself. I can't hear you, brother.
Okay. Yeah, we've been training for a couple of days, and I've pitched for like this might be my second day, and a lot of owners are not available. So I honestly I can't say I have too much experience yet in the field, like doing the
Okay,
pitch and the whole process.
gotcha. Sweet. How many doors do you feel like you're seeing each day?
Well, I'm with Vivian, so she's doing most of the pitching.
Okay.
We're probably seeing about maybe 100 or more than 100, something around there.
Okay. Very good. Yeah, this is not only for you. This is, I hope everyone can learn from this. The days that I don't get enough DMs in front of me, decision makers in front of me, I try to walk a little bit faster. right? It's the common sense stuff you probably already know. Walk a little faster, right? If the decision maker is telling you that they're not the decision maker, then change your approach a little bit. Meaning that you might be too aggressive. The owner's just not having it. Doesn't want to tell you that he's the owner. So just pick your brains a little more before you ask that question. Um,
Okay.
but cool. Is there anything else that you feel like is challenging out there that you want to talk about?
I also want to add two cents on that, Andy. So with my new guys, what some things that I've noticed is sometimes they feel like they have to ask, is the owner there? And a lot of times, like I could tell, because like I have experience, I could tell who's the owner, just by looking at him. And then they say, oh, he's on vacation for 2 weeks, and then they say stuff like that. So in sales, what I noticed is if you could if you could see that this person might be the owner, talk to them as if they are the owner, and don't ask if the owner's there. Because if you ask, obviously you look like a salesman, you're coming in there soliciting with a folder, so they're going to tell you owner not here, but if you just go ahead and talk to them as if they're the owner, then they're going to take you more serious because you're talking directly to them. And a lot of times, these owners tell you that they're not the owners because they don't want to get sold, but if you don't even allow them to tell you that they're not the owner and you're already addressing them as the owner, then you're going to get a more high probability of talking to DMs, because you probably are talking to 100 doors is a lot, bro. 100 doors, that's good that you're hitting that many doors. But if you're seeing that many doors, there should be no reason why you're not making sales, So you just don't ask for the owner. I don't know if you're already doing that, but don't ask for the owner. Just talk to them straight up as if they are the owner. And then that'll help you, get to the signature on the paper faster. That works for me, and I taught my guys that, and it works for them. So there's that. But what other things do you guys have issues with in the field, or need help clarifying?
Okay, so I noticed a lot in the field that like whenever I walk up to a business, like a lot of people just say like, oh, like the business owner's not here, the business owner's not here, the business owner's not here. Like, that's the first thing that they tell me. So then like from there, like I'm like, oh, like I have that mindset. They're like, all right, cool. Like, I'm pretty sure that the business owner is here somewhere, because like, all of a sudden, like all the business owners aren't there. Like what the heck? You get me? So what approach would you like what is your pitch? What do you say so that business owner that, let's say that they are the business owner and they're hiding, how do you make them like reveal like, oh, like I'm the business owner?
So I can answer that. What I do is like, I don't let that stop me from making it known what my intentions are. Because if they say the business owner's not here and I leave, then you miss every shot you don't take. You know what I mean? So if they say really the business owner's not here, I let them know that, oh, okay, no worries. Can you pass on a little message for me? Like, and I'm gonna leave them a sticky note. And then I tell them that like, it's because this whole COVID thing is happening. We're trying to take care of our customers. And then I write them a quote on the sticky note, and then I leave it for them. And then a lot of times they'll give it to the owner, and because I made my intentions clear, they'll communicate that over to the owner, and then the owner will contact me because they're interested. Everybody wants to save money, especially a business. Everybody wants to profit, So you still got to shoot your shot. Even if they're telling you owner not here or whatever the case may be, you still got to leave some sort of like message, some sort of shot, you got to shoot your shot no matter what. I'm never leaving without leaving a sticky note if I don't talk to the decision maker. Even if they don't have AT&T, you just leave them a quote. If they're paying $200 with Spectrum phone and internet and you're leaving them a quote for $85, I've made so many sales leaving sticky notes like that. Like they call me up, hey, you left your little paper here, blah, blah, blah. I'm actually interested, blah, blah. And then I make an appointment and I sign them up. So I would highly encourage you to do that.
Yeah, if you notice, Gio is also asking the customer how much they're paying. He's figuring out what kind of service they have with Spectrum or with us.
He's
And
gathering
it gives
all the
you to go back to this customer, sign them up. So if you're just like, oh yeah, I'm with AT&T, and you don't really leave too much information, or you don't get any information from them, then that's not really a follow-up, right? It's almost like a crawback. But the more information you can get out of this gatekeeper or this manager, the better, because now you have the position, the leverage with the owner once you get in front of them.
That's right. The first thing you want to do, also to add on to that, is get the bill, right? Like the bill is such a huge like step in the sales process. And if you can't get the bill, at the very least, you could ask the question, how much are you guys paying, right? And what services you guys have. So then in your head, you already know if you could save them money or not. So like, even if it's a manager, a lot of times managers, they view the bill. They'll even tell you, oh, the owner's not here, but we have Spectrum. And then you could ask, okay, how many phone lines you guys have? And they'll tell you, because they're friendly, you know, especially if you're friendly. And they'll tell you, oh, we got just one. And you guys got internet? Yeah. How much you guys pay roughly? Oh, like I think he pays like 240. You know, like you start getting this feedback. And then what you do is you start adding notes, and then now you know that they're a follow-up, you know, and then you show up at a different time when the owner's there. Follow-up is key, man. You don't want to like leave doors just because you hit it. You want to revisit them, because that's like really where the fortune is. Fortune lies in the follow-up. But you